Hello everyone, this is Nandom Gusen. This is part 5 of the video series on becoming a professional forex trader. And in this video, I'm going to be teaching you about understanding resistance and support. Okay, from my little book here, I wrote one of the first strategies is resistance and support. Here the major resistance and support are price levels that have recently caused a trend reversals. That's what they do. They cause reversals in trends. Okay, now the support occurs when falling prices stop, change direction, and begin to rise. Then it becomes a support. Okay, it's often viewed as a floor which is supporting or holding up prices, whereas resistance is a price level where price rises, stops, and changes directions and begins to fall. So you see, resistance forms a bearish trend while support forms a bullish trend. Okay, now I have some photos here that I would like to use, and then to look at what we call resistance and support. Okay, now having looked at this having looked at this picture, I decided here to show you about resistance and support. Now let's look at this. You can see I have two dotted red lines. Okay, you can see here. Okay, let me use image editing so you can understand better. Okay, this is it. Okay, good. Let me pick up my line and pick up the size of the line, and let me pick up a color, maybe color red. I think it will be visible. Okay, now having looked at this, you can discover something here. Okay, let's see here. Okay, now look at this price level here. Now this is on the daily trend. You can see that anytime the price reaches this level, as from 16th of March 2020, it started to form this kind of pattern. Okay, now you will discover at this price level, anytime it gets to the top of this level, the price changes. All right, and also anytime it gets to the bottom of this, the price also changes. So let me put it here. You see, can you see at this point you can see then for this, okay, let me write it well so that you can understand better. Okay, haven't looked at this, okay, let's write another one. Okay, now this is what I want to explain. Now having looked at this, I can now use this to explain to you resistance and support. Okay, here anytime the price touches this line, you see that it bounces down, and anytime it touches this line, the line below, it bounces up. Anytime it touches the one up, it bounces down. So in resistance and support, we're going to use it to be identifying patterns. Okay, that's one of the things that makes you a very good forex trader. Now in this place, this is a support. Okay, you can see this is a support, okay. Now when it touches down, it becomes what we call a resistance. So here, this is what we call a resistance. Sorry, it's a resistance when it touches up, because resistance forms a bearish trend. Okay, and it becomes a support when it touches down and wants to rise. Okay, as we've seen in the definition. Okay, so here we can see that we have support, resistance. Here as well, we also have another resistance upward here. Okay, we have another resistance here, and you see on this point we also have a support. Okay, here we also have a support. Okay, can you see? Okay, good. Here we also have another support down here, support. You see, we have a support here. Then up here we have what we call the resistance. Can you see? All right, now this is what we're going to be looking for in this daily trend. So anytime the price touches this, we see a reversal. So support from down to up, it forms an uptrend. Then resistance up, it causes a downtrend. Okay, so this is one of the first patterns I'm teaching you right now that will help you to understand patterns and trends, and will make you a very good trader. So in this point, anytime it touches a resistance, you should sell, and here anytime it touches a support, you should buy. Anytime it goes up again up to touch a resistance, you sell. Anytime it comes down and touches a support, you buy. So this is how to trade this kind of market. Now let's look also into other different types of markets. Okay, so the next one we're going to be looking at, we're going to be looking at another different forex chart. I snapped the market condition and kept for the purpose of training. Okay, so this is one of them. Okay, so now let's look into this market condition too, and let's see how we would analyze resistance and support, how to identify them in a market. Okay, now having looked at this, you can categorically tell that at this price level we can see a pattern where I just cycled. Can you see? And also at this price level below, there's also a pattern here at this price level. Can you see? It seems the market here has formed a pattern. Anytime the price reaches upward and touches this price range, it falls, and anytime it falls and touches this price range, it rises. Okay, and as we all know, when it falls and wants to rise, it becomes here what we call a support, right? And when it goes up and it touches above here, it becomes a resistance. So here we can see so many support and resistance. Okay, so when we see a resistance, we sell, and when we see a support, we buy. That's how to trade resistance and support. Okay, now let's look at also another market condition, the market condition 4. Now this is on 4 hours. Okay, now take note, we have daily trends, we have weekly trends, we have monthly trends, we have hourly trends, and 4 hours trends. Okay, now this trend is on 4 hours. Okay, now let's go and look into it carefully. Let me show you how to identify this trend. Now looking at this, you realize that something happens here. Can you see? Okay, we notice at this place, can you see? Can you see? Let me put it properly. Okay, now at this place we notice something happens around this price range. Okay, now in this price range here, you see from here it formed a resistance, it fell. For the first time it exceeded here, came back. Now it came back again. The price couldn't really exceed here that much. It came back. The price still couldn't really exceed here that much. You know, it came back. Here also the price came, touched here, and now it started to fall. And we've noticed such a pattern here as well. Okay, look at it. Okay, we notice this pattern here as well. Look at it. Okay, for the past 4 hours, you can see here, can see here. Okay, all right. Here we noticed one here, and we also not notice another one here as well. Sorry, we notice another one here as well. Okay, so here we have two support levels that are showing up. Can you see? So here, anytime the price touches this level, it forms a resistance, okay, and the price changes, it falls. Can you see? Can you see? Also, I can see another support level here. Let me draw it. I can see another support level around here as well. Can you see? Can you see? All right, good. Now, anytime the price touches up here, it forms a resistance, the price falls. Now, at this point again, it forms a support here. Can you see? It forms a support and rises. Can you see? Okay, it goes up, comes down here. It broke the second support and went to the third support and rises. So here we have a resistance, and here is it here. Okay, we have a resistance. Also here we have a resistance at this price level. We have a resistance here. Also we have a support. Can you see? We have a support here. We have a support. Then at this level we also have a resistance. Okay, then here, oh, I forgot to put in here, we have a support here as well. Can you see? We have a support. We have a support. Also here we have a support. Look at it. At this price level we have a support. Okay, here also we have a support. Okay, and here also we have a support. Okay, now these are the price levels. Here we have a support. Can you see? And here also we have a support. Okay, good. Now anytime it touches a support, the price changes to the bullish trend. Okay, and anytime it touches a resistance, the price changes. Now look at them. Anytime it touches, it changes. So these are patterns you must recognize in a trade in order to be successful. Now look at this market. From here it has been falling. Can you see? From here to here, look at it. From this place, you know, the price has been falling down. Can you see? It fell down to this point. Now an ordinary person would say, okay, let me just go and sell since it is falling. But you see, it is already on a support. Selling here is going to be very dangerous because there's going to be a price reversal at this price level to the bullish trend. So take note, at support and resistance level you have to be careful. Do not like in this support, do not sell until it has broken the support. If it breaks the support and continues to sell or continues to go bearish, then you can sell. Okay, but as far as it has not broken the support, you should not sell either. You should wait until the reversal happens, then you quickly go in and place a buy trade. Okay, so anytime a resistance forms, it sells or it goes bearish. Okay, in other words, you'll be hearing words like it goes short. It's all the same terminologies. Okay, so like here it touches here, this point, you see this point, this point here, you see this point here. At this point here, you know, we go to sell. Okay, then at this point here we go to buy. At this point here we go to sell. At this point here we go to buy. Look at them. At this point here we sell. At this point here we are supposed to buy. But in order to be safe, don't place a buy sometimes until you see that it has reversed at this point, because sometimes it will not reverse, it will break the support and continue to sell. But if you see a reversal, then at this point you can go and buy. For example, in this place, now it has touched support. Okay, now I'm not supposed to buy immediately it has touched, but I can buy at this candle. You see this bullish candle? I can buy because it has started rising, which is an assurance that it has really reversed. Okay, so let's look at another market condition so we can understand resistance and support very well. This is this market condition. All right, so let's analyze this market condition very well. Okay, let's go in here. All right, here the first thing you must do is to notice a pattern. We trade resistance and supports on patterns. Now looking at this candle, have you noticed a pattern? If you look carefully, yes. What are the patterns? Here I noticed something. You see, in this I noticed something from here to here. Can you see? To here I noticed a pattern. Then I also noticed another pattern from this place to this place to this place. Can you see the pattern? Okay, good. Now you realize that anytime the price touches this line, which is called the trend line, it bounces off. Anytime it touches, it bounces off. So this is one of the patterns. Good. Now on this pattern, we call this a support. Okay, this becomes a support. Okay, here that it touches at this price, it also forms a support. Can you see? At this place it also forms a support. At this place it also forms a support. You can see here, this place too, it touched here, it also forms what? A support. At this price range it also forms what? A support. Here too it also forms a support. Can you see? Now on the upper part we also notice a pattern as well. Now look at the pattern. You can see from here to here. Okay, you can see here to here, you can see a pattern. You see here, we can see a pattern here. So anytime it goes to touch this place, the price reverses. So this place becomes a resistance. So this is a resistance. Okay, this also here forms to become a resistance. Okay, good. Now what about the upward pattern? Here we also noticed a pattern as well. So from here we can see that it forms a resistance, a resistance upward here. You see, anytime the price touches this place here, it forms what we call a resistance. Okay, here too it forms what we call a resistance. All right, now how do we trade this kind of pattern? You wait, anytime it touches a support here, you place a buy order or a buy trade, and anytime it touches the resistance here at this price level, you place what we call a sell trade. Anytime it touches support, you place a buy trade, support a buy trade, resistance a sell trade, support a buy trade, support a buy trade, resistance a sell trade. Here we place a buy, here we place a sell, here we place a buy. Good. And that is how we keep going. So you just make sure you are able to recognize a pattern in this trading in order to be able to trade resistance and support. Maybe we look at one more market condition and we close and we go to the next one. Now looking at this place, have you noticed any pattern? Yes, many patterns. Now let's view it properly so we can edit. Now the first thing I notice here is this pattern. Look at it here at this price level. I notice a pattern. Anytime price range reaches here, it bounces off. Okay, let's look again. Let's look again. Here I notice at this two it formed a pattern, right? Good. Then I notice also here it started to form a pattern here. Can you see? Can you see? Good. Now let's begin to trade them one after the other. Okay, good. Now at this point it forms a resistance. Okay, at this point it forms a support. Can you see here a support? At this it forms a support. At this it forms a support. At this it forms a resistance. Now we started seeing changes here in the market. Take note, anytime that the market exceeds the trend line, then it has broken that support or resistance. Example, look at here. You see it fell off. The market fell off. Look at it from here. It fell off. It came, touched here, this line. Now, but instead of reversing, it broke it down to this level. Can you see? Now, anytime we notice that the trend line is broken, it signifies a change of trend. So instead of buying, just wait a little longer to see what will happen in the market. Okay, so you just wait a little longer and see what happens in the market. So here, the best thing to do at support, wait until it starts to rise to confirm that yes, it has truly reversed. Okay, and at resistance, make sure it starts to fall first before you sell, to make sure that it has really confirmed. So you see here it changed the trend. That's why we started seeing another different kind of trend here. Look at it, an uptrend here started. You see, so here it formed a support. Here it formed a support at this price level. At this price level it also formed a support. At this price level it also forms a support. So this is how we keep trading this. If it touches this, we buy, and on the uppermost part, when it goes and touches the trend line, then we sell. Look at it around here, somewhere, somehow like this. Can you see? Can you see? Okay, now it touches this price range here. It forms what we call a resistance, and then we sell. Look at it here, it touched here, and then also we sell here. So this is just a brief video on how to trade resistance and support. Now, to round it up, I've said this before and I'm going to tell you again. Resistance and support is just to help us to understand trend reversals. Okay, so anytime the market comes to a resistance, watch and see if it will reverse. It's not always advisable to just sell immediately. Wait until it reverses. So if I am the one in this kind of market, I'm going to place a sell around this price here. Can you see? Can you see where I circled? Can you see? Exactly around here, I'm going to place a sell. Look at it around here. Okay, around here. Can you see? I'm going to place a sell. Now look at this support. It touched here. Now I'm not supposed to buy immediately until it begins to reverse. So if I am the one, I will buy at this point I circled. Can you see? Now this is a support. Wait until it truly reverses, then here I will buy at this price range. Can you see? Can you see this support? I will buy at this price range. Can you see this resistance? I will sell at this price range. Okay, so this is how to trade resistance and support. Some people, the moment it touches the trend line, they just sell, and they begin to end up in losses when it breaks the trend line. So don't do that. Just wait until a reversal happens, then you sell. For example, here Now look at this. Somebody who just buys here because it touched, and somebody who just buys here, can you see? Can you see? The person is going to end up in trouble because the thing fell. Can you see? It fell off. And then before you know it, you begin to end up in losses. So this is the conclusion on the video series on understanding resistance and support. Thank you for watching.